You know, it is one of the president of the United States' irrefutable powers, the power to pardon, to get people who are on the hook off the hook. He did that earlier today by announcing that he was going to pardon conservative commentator Dinesh D'Souza for making illegal campaign contributions. The president essentially saying that that was unjust and unfair, but now talk that he is about to do the same, granting presidential clemency to former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich and lifestyle guru, I guess you can call her that, Martha Stewart. Let's get the read on all of this from attorneys Seth, Berenzweig, and Deborah Blum. Deborah, on Blago first, as he's affectionately known in the media world, the former governor of the fine state of Illinois, who was supposedly trying to curry favor and influence by, you know, playing off the role he would have in finding a replacement senator for then Senator Barack Obama moving on to the presidency. He's serving 6 years now of a 14-year jail sentence for that. I think it's about that. What do you make of this?
Well, there are different ways for someone that's serving a jail sentence, a federal sentence, to try to get out. Obviously, one of them is a presidential pardon. There are ways within the federal system that you could apply to the warden of the prison based on a recommendation from the court that that individual should be released. That's very difficult to secure. So the best option for him is this pardon. Now, he is friendly with Trump, and this president likes to show his power, and he might go ahead with the pardon, which is going to eradicate the prison sentence and release the former governor from jail.
Seth, what happens in the case of Martha Stewart over a stock trade and inside information? Right. I'm getting into the weeds here. We do know that former FBI director in his prosecutor days was the one aggressively going after her in that case. Do you think that is one of the catalysts here, or that after the fact, having served her jail time, it's just a way to, you know, expunge the record? What happens here?
Well, I think reading between the lines, the president here is looking at the one area where Martha Stewart ended up really getting in hot water, which is under the Federal False Statements Act. She was not convicted of any kind of a substantive crime, but she was convicted of a false statement to a federal authority because of recent events and certain people such as General Flynn and others in Camp Trump. We've all been getting a little bit of a primer on the False Statements Act. I suspect that the president is indicating here that he finds a conviction solely under that in this particular instance to be unfair, and general principles of unfairness was also the point that he was raising in terms of Mr. Blagojevich.
Yeah. You know, the argument was the president thinks in Blagojevich's case, Deborah, that the punishment didn't match the crude, unsavory words he used, that it didn't warrant spending 14 years in prison. And hence he's changing it. I guess the president really doesn't need a reason. He can do what he wants. But what do you make of that argument?
Well, I agree. Oftentimes, individuals are serving way too long of a jail sentence. Their conviction does not match the severity of the crime. I see that oftentimes with my clients, who I work very hard to try not to serve prison sentences. Our sentencing, both federal and state, need to be reformed.
All right, guys, I want to switch gears if you don't mind. And Seth, maybe you can address this. News that Roseanne is saying that she is going to be fighting back after the cancellation of her ABC show. She's considering her options, first regarding ABC and sticking by the show or not sticking by the show. Right. Where is this going?
Well, I don't think it's going to go anywhere for her. The world of social media and the issues that are implicated there is really one of the hottest issues in the world of business, entertainment, and employment today. Unfortunately for Roseanne and others, it also carries some of the lowest levels of legal rights and protections that carry with that. Just think about where we are right now. It's very interesting. Roseanne Barr, up to a couple of days ago, was one of the most powerful people in the entire television and media industry. But unless she fits into some very narrow exceptions, she gets no legal protections for social media activity. So, for example, sometimes people are able to get protection under the National Labor Relations Act because they have what's called freedom of political-oriented speech that relates to the terms and conditions of their employment. We don't have that here. She can't raise that flag. This is basically a racist rant.